So I remember years ago, I was laying in the bed reading How to Be Led by the Spirit of God, which is a book by Kenneth Hagin. If you haven't read it, make sure you get it because it is an amazing read. And it was just like a whirl of emotions just came over me. I was just so blessed that this man that had been gone from the earth for at least 15 years at that time was still speaking to me and still blessing me, right? And he was speaking to the world. And that just amazed me that this man was still changing lives, right? And so I told the Lord that I wanted to leave a legacy of faith, just like he did. I want people to be able to learn and grow from my commitment to Christ and my walk in faith when I'm gone from this earth. Like I needed to leave something for my children and their children and everybody that's attached to me, right? Okay, so that desire just bubbled up in me even more recently when Jerry Savelle went to be with the Lord, right? So Jerry Savelle was my guy, like legit, like ever. I just loved him. I loved how he told stories. I loved his legacy of faith and like specifically his faith in God's favor. Like that blessed me so much for so many years. And I was blessed that like the Lord is so faithful because he knew, but I didn't know. But at this last believers convention, I was back in September, I was literally able to shake that man's hand and get my book signed by him. And like just to know that I got enough nerve to do it right before he left the earth because, he was a general, legit general. And I also remember that it was like 2021, and I just made a point to be at this victory campaign that him and Kenneth Copeland had in 2021. And I had the opportunity for him to lay hands on me. And I was literally totally healed from from that day to this day from high blood pressure. And so, like, man, to be able to be impacted by a general like that it's just a blessing to me, right? And so that's one point too, to be where you're supposed to be, right? Like, don't let nothing hold you back from getting what you're supposed to get. All right. But I was like, just for real, I'm literally so grateful that I was on earth while he was. Jerry Savelle, again, like I said, he was a general in the faith. We should sit down and figure out what that reason is and dedicate our life's mission to fulfilling it. I know that's what it put a fire under me to do. So him passing put a fire under me because I believe we need people like him on this earth right now, like of this generation. So God has to raise more of us up, but we have to be equipped and we have to be willing to get equipped. I remember Jerry Savelle saying how he quit his job and studied the word of God like it was a job for literally 8 hours a day and allowed the Lord to teach him. He didn't have to go to seminary or anything. He just dedicated his time to getting in the word of God and allowing the Lord to minister to him. So I don't see that kind of commitment these days, but we should. Like, we committed to everything else, so many other things. But what about the commitment to walk in the purpose that God has created us to do, right? The creator of this universe, he put us on earth for a specific reason. And Jerry Savelle literally poured out every bit of what he had inside of him. He literally ministered the uncompromised word of God right before he passed away, the night before he passed away or went to be with the Lord, right? So what an amazing way to go, to have a legacy of doing what the Lord put you here to do and pouring it all out, right? I know he heard, well done, good and faithful servant. And that's what I want to hear. So what legacy are you leaving is what I ask myself. And I challenge you to ask yourself the same question. Are you leaving an eternal legacy? Because like clothes, shoes, even houses, I know I sell them, but even houses, they decay, right? But the word of God planted in someone's heart, that never fades away. The example of faith, the encounter with the God kind of love, the empowerment to live an all around prosperous life, those things never fade, but they go down from generation to generation. So I know that the Lord has blessed me to be under an amazing word, amazing leaders that connected me to their amazing leaders. I've been in conventions year after year hearing generals like speak the uncompromised word of faith. I've experienced some mighty moves of God. I won faith battles and came through storms that would have taken some people out. So I'm honored to have heard what my ears have heard and to have seen what my eyes have seen. I know it's only because there's more required of me. So I challenge you, as I challenge myself, to work on building an eternal legacy. Give your children and their children an eternal example that never fades away. And please continue to keep all of Jerry Savelle's family and loved ones lifted up. Heaven gained a general, but they lost the physical presence of an amazing husband, father, and friend. So if you want to see more content like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I drop new content.